Hey, good evening, folks. How is everybody tonight? We'll just pull up the chat. Give me 1 second. I'm exhausted, so I think I'm not doing any painting tonight. I'm just gonna hang out with you guys for like an hour. Greetings, Toasty, Mark, Miguel, James, Jamie, Nico, Mark. Two Marks or just one? No, just one. Mark Jackson. Good evening. Good evening. How is everybody? Um, Hope you're doing well. 3 games of Warhammer in a day is a lot. You guys can hear me okay, right? I take it you can see me fine as well. I really didn't do any prep before the stream. I've come home at like 8 o'clock. I've helped put the kids to bed. I basically had cold dinner because it was made probably like 6 o'clock. Looked like I haven't slept. Yeah, do I have bags under my eyes? I actually went to bed really early last night. Um, you did a lot of maths with fucking Armor of Contempt, don't you? It's like every single saving throw, you have to be like, right, it's at -2, no, it's -1, and you have to figure out your opponents, and if your opponents are Armor of Contempt, then uh and playing Leviathan Tyranids, holy shit, is that stressful. I need to give a big shout out actually to Song Dragon and Kane in Discord. The Discord is so valuable. If I played Leviathan Tyranids without speaking to them in Discord, I don't know how I would have done because that list was insane. They do like 15 mortal wounds without even needing line of sight. It's just horrific. Um, hey, Andrew's in the chat. Congrats on your win. Thanks, Andrew. Not quite a win, not quite a win, but I do think if I went second in that last game, that would have swung the points by about 10. So I could have won the tournament. Well, the main thing last tournament I was really unhappy because I played shit on the final game. Whereas in this tournament, I was happy because I didn't play shit. I played well in all 3 games. My army wasn't designed to deal with space wolves and their fight on death. I don't have any counter to it, so I have to, like, if I want to kill his units, I have to lose units. So, how did you do overall? So 2 wins, 1 loss, and I finished third. And I have a trophy. Hey, big shout out to Andrew for making these cool trophies. I mean, maybe I need to get it somewhere in the back here so you guys can see it, right? Or it can be, maybe this Space Marine could move. Can he move? We could put it in front of these Thousand Suns, because I don't know what the fuck I'm playing Thousand Suns, because I've never finished on my Blood Angels. So yes, trophy could go there. Can you see it? You can kind of see it. You could go up here in front of the Devil Death Company box. Let's smell. Yeah. How do you feel about the Wolves matchup? The Wolves matchup was rough because we're both going to just trade units in the middle. He's going to trade stuff like Woven and Vanguard Veterans, and I'm going to trade Sanguinary Guard. And so whoever had the second battle, or whoever went second in that game, had a huge advantage because they're going to score more Oath of Moment points. So he beat me by about 10 points. I think it was a 16-point game. But if I gone second, those 10 points for Oath of Moment would have just swung to me. So rather than him winning by 16 points, I would have won by... He would have lost 10 and I would have gained 10, so I would have won by 4. So literally going second in the Space Wolf games probably would have won me the tournament, but it is what it is. I could have picked better secondaries considering I knew I was going second. I could have actually scored a lot more points with Stranglehold because I strangleholded him on 4 turns, I think. So, but it's fine. It's fine. I didn't play shit. That was my main thing because at the last tournament I was at, when I got to the top table, then you feel pressure because you basically know if you win the game, you win the tournament, right? And like I just played absolutely shit. So I guess that was always going to happen the first time I got to the top table. So the second time it felt good. Felt like I played fine. It was just a really tough matchup. What did the Tyranids bring? Oh my god, he brought a Winged Hive Tyrant, a Harpy. The Winged Hive Tyrant is ridiculous. Every single time he makes a wound with that Winged Hive Tyrant, it does a mortal wound. So he gets like 5 attacks. He can pay 1 CP to get D3 additional attacks. I think he hits on 2s, he rerolls 1s, and then he's a fucking Hive Tyrant, so it's like strength 8 or strength 9 or something. And every single time he makes a wound, he also does mortals. So anything that the Hive Tyrant attacks is taking like 6 mortal wounds and 6 saves at -3/3 damage. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, that's just one thing. It's so stressful to play into. Leviathan to me feels really, really strong. The Death Company won me that game, actually, because the Death Company did so much damage in turn 1 and kind of just messed up the opponent's play. Might need to tell Leviathan player what to do. Played him twice over the last 2 days, but wasn't as bad as Deathwing. The Wolves matchup, the main problem, he was running a custom chapter of Wolves, which meant some of his 6s were like bursting twice. And then the fact that he gets to fight on death made it really, really difficult with some of the... am I planning to draw some Horus Heresy models? I guess you mean buy some Horus Heresy. I didn't buy the box today, but I am probably going to get that new box. A lot of people had the new box today. I guess it just came out today. It looks like it's good value. I nuked the Malceptor in turn 1, yes, and I managed to... So I managed to nuke the Malceptor in turn 1 with the Death Company. I managed to score behind enemy lines points with the Death Company because of that. And then I basically managed to get like 2 or 3 models into cover, which meant it was really difficult for him to remove them as well. So the Death Company actually, they created so much space on the board against the Tyranids. And he didn't know this. He didn't know Sanguinary Guard could heroically intervene 6, but I played against Gav's, Gav's flying AdMech things that have to fly over your units and bomb them. So I purposely said to the guy at the start of the game, I was like, how many 45-degree turns can your Harpy make? And he was like, oh, I can make 2. So I placed my units, so if you wanted to fly over them and land behind them, he would basically be landing next to Sanguinary Guard. And I purposely did that because I figured if he doesn't know this, or even if he does, if he wants to bomb my main squad of guys, he's going to have to fly over them and be within 6 of the Sanguinary Guard. So he did just that, and I heroically intervened on the Harvey with the Sanguinary Guard and killed it, because it was right next to my Warlord. I actually heroically intervened with my Sanguinary Ancient as well. So, because that was free, because it was within 3 inches. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I've had experience of playing against flyers before, so I knew exactly how to deal with them, especially the ones that have to fly over your models and only get so many turns. I was able to position my guys to counter that. Do you have a list anywhere we can take a look at? I mean, I've been posting it in Discord for the last few days. I'll make a video on the list. I'll make a video on the tournament. I just, it's, games like that, man, or when you play 3 games of Warhammer in a day, I find it pretty draining. Sometimes I get a migraine from it. I got a little bit of headache right now, but yeah, I mean, 5. I find tournaments quite hard because I play really, really hard. Like, I really, really want to win. Jamie says one of our local players plays Tyranids and he really loses. It's insane how much they can do. Yeah, it is insane. I was really pleased. I mean, if nothing else, I was just really pleased to beat the Tyranid player by like 20 victory points. That was huge. I felt like I played that game really well. And yeah, I mean, maybe I had a little bit of luck, but I mean, I think my positioning and just everything was good. How was Mephiston? I mean, I love Unleash Rage. I get value from Unleash Rage. Mephiston barely failed any key powers today. I don't think I actually CP'd a single Mephiston power. Oh, I took Blood Boil because I decided to play him as more of a buffing Mephiston. So Blood Boil and Unleash Rage and Wings. Blood Boil failed in the final game against the Wolven. I was trying to mortal wound them to death because I can't really fight them. So I had 2 big fails in that turn actually against like a squad of Wolven. Where I basically did no damage, and I should have done a bunch of damage. My thoughts on Raven Guard. I don't know much about Raven Guard. Mark plays Raven Guard, so if you search 3 Grots on YouTube, because we've got another channel where we do a podcast with a couple of my mods from this channel. One of our mods is a big Raven Guard player, so hit an AOC brick wall today in game 3. No, I mean, the Space Wolves have heroic interventions everywhere. They have quite a few different ways of doing fight last. They have the Woven fighting on death, which was a huge problem for me. I had nothing to counter it. I should have a whiskey. I actually thought I would be drinking tonight, but I gotta go sleep with my daughter, and my wife doesn't like it if I've been drinking and the daughter's in my bed with me. So, what do I think about Astaroth? I'm hoping he gets a point drop because I think he's too expensive. But some people love him because he's got 4 damage weapon. I get smacked by Tyranids on the regular, says Ed. Yeah, I mean, you. So I killed the Malceptor first in turn 1, and then is it the Zonothropes, the little like brain things that just shit out loads of mortal wounds as well? I YOLO'd Mephiston into them, and that probably saved me in that game, because if I didn't, so I basically disrupted, and because I killed the Harpy when he flew over, I basically I took away 3 ways he could do mortal wounds, like in turn 2. Half of it in turn 1 and the other half in turn 2. What's your thoughts on a list with the new Nephilim GT? Because I've been at the tournament all day, Jamie, I have barely looked at the Nephilim book. I saw the secondaries very briefly. I think it's cool that they've changed some and they've removed some. I still think 6 months is too short for a season, because the guy that I played in one of the games said that I think he'd never played this map. So, like, if people are casual, 6 months isn't great for a season because people don't even get to play the whole maps. What's my MVP from the tournament? Sangreguard. Sangreguard and Death Company both did a ton of work. Yeah, I mean, typical Sangreguard and Death Company things, I guess. I think running 3 squads of like 6 or 7 Sangreguard at the moment is just very powerful. I only ran 2 today, but I think if you run 3, it's very, very good. The Zonothropes are a pain in the arse, yes. What was the tournament like? Tournament was great. Tyranids, Death Guard, and Wolves that we played. We won the first 2 against the Tyranids and the Death Guard. And I guess, because I play Colin's Death Guard so much, I just know how to counter Death Guard. I think Blood Angels, the Plague Burst Crawlers don't do any damage anymore. Like, they literally don't do anything. They got a couple entropy cannons, usually ends up with like 1 hitting and 1 wounding. So the Death Guard player had 3 entropy cannons. 3 Plague Burst Crawlers, and I kind of was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm not even worried about Plague Burst Crawlers. They've been the indirect fire thing hurt them so much. An Armor of Contempt, I guess, hurt them as well. So it's really, you only have to worry about the entropy cannons, and they get 2 shots. So they're typically only going to make 1 successful wound roll. I'm not worried about Plague Burst Crawlers. And I think the rest of the Death Guard are just too slow. Like, that's their main problem. You can just, as Blood Angels, you can just play around them. I pretty much beat the guy the same way I beat Colin on the channel a few weeks ago when, like, he's got a giant 10-man squad of Blightlord Terminators. Well, I'm just not going to engage them. I'm just going to let them slowly move around the map 5 inches at a time. I'm going to stay 12 inches away from them so they can never charge me, and I'll just mop up all the other objectives. And I think in that one, that was the game where I got capped on primary, capped on all 3 of my secondaries, and got 96 points. We've converted Blood Angels Commander to Forlorn Fury Death Company. I mean, I never ran it with 4 Thunderhammers before Highland Phoenix. The thing is, I'm doing it differently than everybody else. I'm putting even more. When I was Forlorn Fury, I was putting even more into it than like I guess even like what Stephen Box in that run, because they go Assault Doctrine, they go +1 to hit, and they go reroll everything. Well, I'm also doing Exploding Sixes from Mephiston, so I'm basically going 4 buffs on the Death Company. So when you've got 20 Thunderhammers. You're hitting on 3s, 6s are bursting. You're re-rolling 1 and 2s, 6s are bursting. It's pretty great. It kills a lot, I guess. When's the next tournament? I've got my name on a waiting list in November, and that is a 2-day tournament. But I don't know if I'll be doing anything before that. No, I have not finished the Polishing, Robert. I'm exhausted. I played, three games today, and yeah, it takes a lot out of you when you're trying, I think, super hard to win. Because I'm still trying to get my first tournament win. I actually noticed on this, so in this tournament I finished 3rd, but I actually had the 2nd highest point score in the tournament, right? So, because it was done in wins and losses, I finished 3rd. But in terms of points, I finished 2nd. I had the 2nd highest battle points today. So that was nice. So technically, yeah, it was good. What was the list? I'm going to make a video on the list, Stephen, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's in the... Do you know what? Maybe the list wasn't posted anywhere. I'll post the list up. I was going to say, I can just throw it in paste bin right now, real quick. Hold on. Hey, Maverick. Really appreciate you coming a member. Thank you so much for that. Oh, member for 13 months. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. You're a legend. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah. Give me 1 second and I'll post a paste bin link to the list. Just have to quickly open Battlescribe. But yeah, I probably... Do you guys want to see a video on this list? Like, do you want me to make a video on it? I've got another video to make on Sam, because Sam finished first at a GT with Blood Angels just this last week, and he sent me the list. So I've got that to look at as well on the channel. Would more Infernal Pistols help today? I don't think so, because I think for me personally, I like Unleash Rage. And I was trying to think, like, in the game against Tyranids, Mephiston survived to like turn 4. So there's a pastebin link if you want to see the list. So Mephiston survived to turn 4, and like I said, I don't think he didn't. I think he failed Unleash Rage once today. So I probably tried to cast it like 12 times, and he failed it once. So Unleash Rage 11 times over some more Infernal Pistols. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I find Unleash Rage, especially on the Forlorn Fury Death Company, can be really powerful. One thing I find surprising is how people think 3 games per day is draining. Not sure if it's just me, but I'm more than happy to go for more than that, says Nico. I mean, Nico, you're young, right? Like, really young. I'm almost 40. 3 games a day is draining. 100%. Good evening, Adrian. How you doing? You mentioned a lot about needing win for credibility of the channel, but Stephen Box doesn't want anything notable. Stephen has won notable stuff, I'm sure, Jedi. Stephen was like the highest ranking Blood Angels player in the world. Like, I don't know exactly when, but at some point he definitely was. And I'm pretty sure he's definitely won GTs. I mean, I've not won a GT, I've not even won an RTT, so I would like to win one at some point. Maybe a tournament recap video, what worked, didn't work. This guy's exhausted after 2 games and he's 22. So, okay. So I don't feel too bad being 40. I definitely got black bags under my eyes, though, I feel like. Highland Phoenix, thank you so much. $8.99 pounds. Congrats on 3rd place. Have a drink. Stop picking up Mephiston. Yeah. I'm. Have you played Mephiston since Armor of Contempt? He's pretty darn survivable. You hit him at -4 and he's still got a 4-up save, right? If he's in cover.
Highland Phoenix donated £8.99 via Super Chat. Congrats on your 3rd place finish today. Have a relaxing drink on us. Stop bigging up Mephiston, smirk.
It's even better when the woman reads it for me, eh? You can just be lazy. Adrian broke down and bought a Kratos. Highland Phoenix, you're a legend, by the way. Thank you for... You support me so much, dude. I really do appreciate it. And you helped me with my list before this tournament, so that's awesome. Thank you so much. The special weapons pack, someone was showing it to me today. It's really awesome, actually. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you buy a special weapons box for Horus Heresy, and you get like 10 melt guns, you get 10 plasma guns. I actually don't know what the other 3 weapons are. There's maybe like... Yeah, I don't know what the other weapons are, but that seems awesome that you can actually buy a box that's just loads of weapons now, because that's what we've been crying out for in 40k, right? More Thunderhammers, more power... God, I'm tired. Not power fists, I was going to say power shields, storm shields. Highland Phoenix says, I haven't played him since his Primaris rules. I mean, he's cool because you can transhuman him.
Pedroig donated $30 via Super Chat. Let's make it 3 drinks.
Let's make it 3 drinks, Pedroig. Thank you so much, dude. $30. That's awesome. You guys are very generous tonight. Thank you so much. So you can put Mephiston in cover. So he's on a 2-up save, 1-up save, ignoring AP1. So they have to hit him at -4 to put him on a 4-up, and then you can transhuman him, which is not bad if you're going to get hit by a bunch of high strength stuff. 10 Meltless, 10 Plasmas, 10 Volkite Cavaliers, 10 Volkite Chargers, 10 Flamers, 10 Rotor Cannons. Alright, they're not super useful for 40k, but some of it is, right? And the whole point is that maybe it's a step in the right direction. I don't actually know how much melee combat there is in Horus Heresy. Like, I feel like Horus Heresy is more like a gunline type game. But, the funny part, when notice came up, I read cheating BH. Oh, cheating BA, but chatting Blood Angels. Yes, cheating Blood Angels. No, everything was good today. I actually really enjoyed all my opponents that I played against. And it's nice when you go to a tournament and everyone's super friendly. So that's what today was.
Mark Jackson donated $5 via Super Chat. Bought the HH, Special Weapons, and Kratos box. I'm so broke that I can't pay attention anymore.
I mean, did you buy the Kratos because you enjoyed the did you watch the video I made? How are you arming the Kratos? There's a few people that said that they're going to buy a Kratos tank, right? So you guys going Volkites? Are you going battle cannons? Are you going Meltablast guns? What's the verdict? Thank you so much for all the super chats. Pedroig, Mark Jackson, you guys rock. Thank you, appreciate it. James says there's plenty of melee, they just haven't got plastic jump pack kits for Heresy yet. Well, that's great, right? What are your thoughts on the update to Blade of Sanguinius? I'm going to do a few videos probably on chapter approved Dark Assassin. I only got home from the tournament like 8 o'clock. I scrolled through the updates very, very quickly, and then I had to put the kids to bed. So, has anyone tried the Astraeus since Armor of Contempt dropped? I liked the Astraeus before, right? It's got a 2-up save, so it would be a 2-up save ignoring 1 AP, and it's got those void shields, giving it the 5+ invulnerable save and range. So I like everything about the Astraeus, Andrew. The only problem I've got with Astraeus is the big cannon on it. I think it's called like the... Ah, fuck.
Toasty Devil donated $5 via Super Chat. Have a shot of tequila on me. Way to represent the chapter.
Before I lose my train of thought, the twin, I think it's called Twin Macro Accelerator Cannon or something. It's like strength 8 No, strength 12, heavy 8, or no, heavy 12, strength 8, -2, 3 damage. So the -2, you're going to feel a bit shit into Armor of Contempt models. But apart from that, I like the Astraeus, I think. Toasty, thank you so much. I will not have a shot of tequila because I don't have any tequila, but maybe I'll have a shot of whiskey tomorrow or something. Yeah, I was pretty pleased. And yeah, I got the second highest battle points at the event as well. So finished third, second highest battle points. It's decent. It's decent. It's an improvement from the last event, and I don't feel like well, it's my second time on the top table, and I feel a bit more confident. Because the first time I played on the top table, I just did shit. I just played. Dark Assassin is thinking around in the blast cannon, but yeah, Dark Assassin, I'm definitely going to do a video on the secondaries. Keep an eye on the channel. We'll do a video on the new chapter approved book. I'm planning to do a podcast episode with Tony and Mark on the 3 grots, and we'll probably there'll be a few videos talking about the new chapter approved stuff. I did. I posted a link to the list in the chat, but I'll make a video on the list as well. I mean, it sounds like some people want to see what my list was. And my list was different to all the other top Blood Angels players, because I don't know if anyone's. I really wanted to win I just really wanted to win a tournament with Mephiston, because a lot of people are like, Mephiston's shit. And I thought, like, maybe I can do it, and I was close. Happy Father's Day for all the relevant folk in here. Of course it is. It's Father's Day tomorrow. Father's Day tomorrow. So happy Father's Day to whoever has kids. And if you aren't a father yet, then maybe you got that to look forward to. The Astraeus does have a very big footprint, but it does fly, right? It comes on a flying stand, I think. Or does it not? Does it fly? Does it not fly? They changed that with the repulsors, didn't they? Did they change it with the Astraeus as well? It's been about probably a year at this point since you ran the Astraeus against me, Andrew. And I would run it, if I was going to run an Astraeus, I would run it with the 2 macroplasmas that the Redemptor Dreadnoughts get, right? Because like I feel like if you do a mortal wound to yourself, it doesn't really matter if you've got 28 wounds or something like that. So it's 30 wounds. And then it gets 6 extra wounds from the void shields. But does it fly? Yeah, I mean it flies. It's got the keyword fly. So yes, it's got a big footprint, but it doesn't have to go round terrain. It can essentially just fly over it, right? So maybe that's not the hugest of issues. What units were stand out for your list? I mean, the Sanguinary Guard were brilliant. I mean, depending on the Sanguinary Guard, not brilliant. They heroically intervene. They're great with Chapter Master rerolls. They're great with the banners. I didn't get much value out of my Eradicators today, but I do like them because they soak up enemy fire, I feel like. And I did do some wounds with the Melta Guns. And I actually think if I'd gone second today, I think I win the tournament. In that final game, but yeah, I think the Death Company, I think the Sanguinary Guard, I think they're infinite. They're just so much more. Both units are just so much better with Armor of Contempt. You wouldn't think they're that much better, but they are, and it's only 1 AP, but it makes a huge fucking difference.
Nico donated £8.99 via Super Chat. Make it 4 for putting up with my shenanigans.
Thank you so much for the $8.99, Nico. That's very appreciated. When we do a New Year's stream this year, I'm going to have to watch out with all you guys, because last year's New Year's stream, I was a mess. Do you have a favourite brand of whiskey? I really like Balvenie. They do a whiskey where they put it in like whiskey barrels for 12 years, then they put it in rum barrels for 2 years. So it's like, when you drink it, it tastes like whiskey, but like the aftertaste is like rum. It's called Caribbean Cask Balvenie. I think you spell it Balvenie. It's actually only like 10 miles from where I live because it's Scotland and it's a Scottish whiskey. So like, yeah, if you've never tried Balvenie, have a look for that. It's very, very nice. The Astraeus has the Grav pushback thing as well. We don't see that played much, but I guess Maverick says the Death Company Dreadnought is doing work for him from reserve. Yeah, I mean that's why I keep a unit in reserve. I think I had 2 charges to make from reserve with the Terminators today, and I passed both. Yeah, so I like having the unit in reserve. Yeah, Andrew says if I'd won that game, I won the tournament for sure. Yeah, I mean, it was just oath of moment. I had units in the middle at the end of every single one of my turns. Sorry, in the end of every single one of my battle rounds, but not at the end of the turn. So if I'd gone second, I'd have got 10 points for that. And then at that point, he would have lost probably like 8 points. So yeah, I would, if I'd gone second, I would have. There's just the way that the Space Wolf versus Blood Angels is going to play is one guy's going to jump some jump units into the middle, the other guy's going to jump in and kill them. And because he went second, he was always going to then be killing me at the end of the turn and getting those points where I wasn't getting them. Good night, Andrew. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm. That's why I'm not painting tonight. I'm shattered. 3 games is a lot. Andrew set up this whole tournament as well, so props to him for doing that. So he has to play 3 games and organize all the tournament scores and stuff like that. It's exhausting. I just literally have a headache in here. Greetings, Camille. How are you doing? Armor of Contempt making power armor feel like power armor after decades. It certainly is. Crook says just played a game against Tau. As Tau against my friends Blood Angels, getting past those Sangre Guard is rough. Yeah, I mean, if you can get them in cover or anything like that, or have some sort of feel no pain on them, it's really good. Even the Death Company with their 6-up feel no pain were sticking around for me today. It makes it very annoying when you fight other Marines. We don't do any wounds. I mean, I fought Death Guard today and I guess Space Wolves. You know, so you just have to be aware that you're just not as killing. But you know, Sangre Guard with -4 EP on the swords, they're pretty good into they're still pretty good into Marines in general. You know, they generally just give the opponent a save on a 6 or something like that normally. Can you shop at Walker's Factory in Aberlour? Yeah, I know exactly where the Walker's Factory in Aberlour is, Manuel. It's like 20-minute drive from my house. I've been there a few times. My uncle actually used to work at that Walker's Factory. I plan to start with 0 CP in the new Warzone pack. Named characters do not have the things that I want, says Lorenzo. I am not planning on starting on 0 CP. That's crazy. I'm expecting people to use less characters that require warlord traits, etc. Which makes me sad, because I don't know if I can afford to run my chapter master anymore. I guess I either have to drop some of his abilities or realistically, maybe I have to run Dante. Is Dante coming down in points? The rumours are that he's going up in points, I believe. Get to drinking for the headache. That will be a proper in the morning, says Pedro. Yeah, I'm probably going to crash, and that's going to fix my headache. I'm going to start with 3 and be like, yes, I can still Forlorn Fury. Yeah, I mean, the Space Wolf player I played against today, he started with 6 CP. So in the new rules, he'll start with 0. That's mental. Well, and I think he had a Warlord trait and a Relic, so actually in the new rules, he would be on -2 CP. Can the Sanguiner be good now? It depends. I've heard a rumour that he's going up like 15 points. I don't think he can be played at plus 15 points. It's crazy. Good evening, Smithy. How you doing? It's been a little while since we've seen you in the chat, Smithy. Hope you're well. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you had fun today. Yeah, do you know what? Resil had a lot of fun today. Had a really good game. I'd say 3 really good games. The guy that played Leviathan was getting a little bit frustrated. But, you know, I had a really clear game plan into the Tyranids. I knew exactly what I was going to do. And I guess I frustrated him enough that I won the game. The guy against Death Guard was great, even though he got absolutely trounced. And the final game was fun as well. And I felt like I played well enough. So, baby steps. You know, last time I got to the final table and then I got beat so badly that I didn't even get like a top 5 finish. I think I finished 6th. So this time I got to the final table. I got beat again, but not badly. I still scored 62 points, which I think is decent for a loss. And like I said, if I'd been second, it would have guaranteed been 72 points because I would have had a unit in the middle every turn for Oath of Moment. So I think that's fine. 62 points is decent. Third time lucky. Next tournament, maybe I can win the game on the final table. The Chapter Master on a bike was clearly too good for GW. The Dante and Sanguinar are rumoured to go up in points, which is ridiculous. I think if Dante goes up in points, that is ridiculous, because in my view, he's inferior to that Chapter Master in almost every way. You know, he has less movement, he has less survivability, he has less damage. Yeah, I don't really rate Dante's Warlord trait either. A character without a trait is a liability anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, a character without a trait isn't that great. But do you know what? Saying that, Mephiston doesn't run a trait, and I enjoy playing Mephiston. Nathan has bought 2 Inquisitors, one cheap off eBay to give some CP generation. There's certainly, I think Inquisitors are definitely going to start appearing, Nathan. We might see like just a cheap Inquisitor with, I forget the name of the power, Mind? Something like Mind... It's not Mind Bullets, that's from a Tenacious D song. But it's something like Interrogate Mind or something, where you can roll over your enemy's leadership with 3d6 and you get a command point back. I heard Psychic Interrogation gives CP now 2. Apparently, if you roll over a certain number, it's going to do that, Highland Phoenix, yeah. I will break down the new book as soon as... I haven't pre-ordered it, but I'll pre-order it tomorrow. Mental Interrogation. Thank you, Nathan. It's been a while. What's the deal with Mental Interrogation? It's 18-inch invisible? The same rumor said the Ball Predator was going at 15 points. Yeah, I mean... If anyone at Games Workshop thinks a Ball Predator needs to go at 15 points, then they're so far off the pulse it's not even funny. Because the Ball Predator probably needs to go down like 30 points, and even then I don't think people are taking Ball Predators. Because it's... heavy bolters are just bad. The fact that the flamers have 12-inch range means it's probably going to get blown up before you're in range of the flamers. I love Ball Predators, but they're just bad. They're bad. What can I say about that? If I have a Legends Mephiston and change the base, can I run him as a Primaris variant? I think so. You could always just buy one of those basic standard rings that I buy all the time. You get them on eBay and they cost about $3 for maybe like 5 of them, and they'll convert like 32s or 25s into 40s or whatever you need. You just Google, like, just go into eBay and search like basic standards 25 mils to 32 mils or whatever it is you need. You'll find them. I think it's like $3.99 for 5 of the bases. And then they just literally slot in. If you wanted to glue them in, you can do it, but you don't have to. Death Company going down 3 points, I think, is unlikely. You would get a 5-man Death Company with Thunderhammers for 160 points. I feel like that's unlikely. Maybe it's to try and get people to stop running so many Sangre Guard. But I mean, Death Company's chainswords are pretty average now into Armor of Contempt. It's strange they're trying to force named with CP change and then de-incentivize taking some with the points increases. I don't know how much I trust these points increases, Pedroig. Because Death Company are already cheap. So if you take them down 3 points per model, then you're getting a Death Company guy with a chainsword for 20 points. So that's basically the same points as Intercessor. I don't know if I believe that. Did you know that all Ultramarines actually have a psychic power that gives them 1 CP? Pretty cool for them, at least. I didn't. I don't play Ultramarines enough, I guess. Dante is going up most likely because the CP bonus he brings is worth more now. I mean, I hope we see Malnus, Calgar, and Gilliman go up a lot then, because they give more CP than Dante. I always thought Dante just giving 1 CP is a bit lame. Like, he should be given 2, same as Calgar. Battle Predator should go up 100 points, but get 36-inch strength 8 minus 4 flamers and 18-inch move. And yeah, I mean, I would love the Battle Predator to get assault flamers, like some sort of, so it could use Lucifer pattern engines, because like that is the most. Is anybody in chat? How many we got? 59 Blood Angels players. Has any of you 59 people used Lucifer pattern engines in 9th edition? Has anyone used it? Like, what a use? I'll someone in chat tell me if you used it. They should upgrade Battle Predators by allowing an ammo choice for the heavy bolters. Yeah, heavy bolters are just a lot weaker now. The Nico says the points are likely false. 4 people so far say Lucifer pattern engines is the worst. Is there a set date for the points changing happening? I imagine the points changes are going to release the next Saturday when the book released. Because it would be weird to have the new book and the no points changes, but I don't know. If GW doesn't want us taking 3 times of the same unit, they might go ahead. See, I was thinking that, Rezio, could they have a season? And maybe I'm wrong here, but could they have a season where you could only run? Because if the seasons are every 6 months, then it gives them some time to play about with stuff. Could they have a season where you can only take 2 of the same models? So you could only have like 2 squads of Sangre Guard. So you'd be forced to take a couple of squads of Death Company. Same as like I'm trying to think, like, you know, some people are running 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts. Well, you can't. You can only run 2. 3 Playburst Crawlers, you can't do it. You can only run 2. You know, like, that might be interesting for a season. Because I think if you limit it to 2, people's lists might have to become more balanced. But I mean, if people are used to 3 and they've bought 3 times the models, that's why I think seasons could be good. Because if they say, right, this season it's just 2 of each type of model, then it doesn't feel bad if you've bought 3, because you're like, oh well, I just have to wait 6 months and then I can use my 3 again. But that might be an interesting idea, because we see it in every list. You know, like in Tau, when I was playing Andrew's Tau, he's just going to run 3 squads of Crisis Suits because they're the best. Or they're the Dark Assassin used Lucifer pattern engines once and then realized it sucks. Oh, there's a Black Templar and there's a wolf in the chat. So we've got 64 Blood Angels players. GW can do what they want. Sure. Did you see that scouts now, you need to now take scouts or you can't? I did see. So they're changing it so dedicated transports have to have something inside them at the start of the battle, or they're just destroyed, right? That was the German Sonic. Hello, how you doing? A rule of 2 is likely in the future. I don't know if we'll see a rule of 2. I'm just saying that if one of the problems that we have at the moment is people just run 3 of everything that's really strong, it could be a way to try and split that meta up for a single season or something. I think I like the idea behind dedicated transports having to have units inside them. I mean, the name, the clue's kind of in the name, right? Dedicated transports. So if you if you have a dedicated transport with nothing inside it, is it a dedicated transport? Probably not, right? And as long as you've got the right units to put inside it, I guess you can unload it after a little while, right? It claims Blood Angels get some real bonus with the changes. Real bonus how? I'm I'm out of the loop today because I've been at a tournament all day. But I am going to get into all the new stuff as soon as possible. So probably there'll be a video. I've never trusted spiky bits. Some of those websites do have pretty clickbaity articles and titles, to be honest. There's an awful lot of times you click into those websites and like the article is not what you expect. I try to not go too clickbait on my YouTube titles, that's for sure. Mark linked a good Goonhammer article today in Discord. Yeah, I mean, we'll break it all down for sure. I'm excited for a new season, I think. I'm probably more excited for the points costs, but it does sound like they've done some decent work on secondaries. And I think they didn't really do too much on secondaries last season. So it's going to be good if everybody has better secondaries and more consistent scoring secondaries. And I think it said they got rid of, like, I think To the Last is gone. I've never really been a To the Last player, but I think yeah, I think it's good. I don't know if we needed To the Last. It works well on like Deathwing or something where they've got like 3 10-man squad of Deathwing knights and they're just unkillable. Then great, To the Last is a brilliant secondary for them. But I think more active secondaries is better than just, hey, you can't kill this one model or you can't kill this unit. Stephen likes the 6-month balance. He's just waiting on the digital balance to be eventually a thing. And I think I did a poll on my channel a few weeks ago. Maybe not a few weeks ago, maybe it was last week. To try and see, like, let me see if I can flick it up. So 560 people voted on this. 34%, so I guess like about 180 said the season felt too short. I think I was in this camp. 12% said the season felt the right amount of time. Literally no one said it felt too long. And over half said they just want it to be digital. Which is really interesting because usually when we talk about things, we always hear of some people that don't want it to be digital. Because some people like the feel of the books, etc., etc. Which is fine. I mean, if you like the feel of the books, more power to you. I obviously buy all the books as well, but if 54% said that it needs to go digital, then I guess it's maybe only a matter of time. It's interesting that 34% also said the season felt too short, though, because, yeah, I mean, I'm a casual player. I play one game a week. I guess, because that's what I was asking. I was asking that, like, how many games a week do people play? Like, just write the number in chat for me. And also write if you're casual or if you're competitive or what. Because I feel like I would like to be competitive, but I'm definitely a casual player and I play one game a week. So in 6 months, the maximum I can play is like probably 20. By the time the book comes out, like 25 games, let's say. And then I usually miss a week or two because, you know, I've got young kids and I can't always make the Monday nights. I like the books, says Danny. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if the books could be more lore based, more stories, more cool artwork, and then they just get the rule. Because that's the one thing I actually hate. You're at a tournament, right? And you're like, there was a point today where actually I said to my opponent, I'm charging you, and I fly so I can fly over your models. And he was like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, yeah, 100% you can. Flying on the charge, you can move over models. You can't move over terrain, but you can move over models. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And he's like, have you got a rulebook? And I was like, no. So I like shout around and get a rulebook. And when you flick open the rulebook, there's about 200 pages of lore. It's like, oh god, I don't want any of that. Apparently the new chapter approved is going to have the rules back inside it. So that's going to be nice at least. Some people play... Toasty plays 1 or 2 a month. Nico plays 3 a week. Sellers plays 1 a week. Yeah, so if you only play 1 game a week, really, and you play like... So this is my only tournament this season. Or, yeah, this season. So for me, it feels like 6 months is a little too quick. But that's just... It'd be interesting to know how many of those 54% of people that wanted digital rules, how they felt about the length of the season. Maybe I need to do a better poll. I wish they made 1 new mission a month and guaranteed it will be good for a year. That would be quite cool, actually, Stephen, if it was 12 missions, and like this is the January mission. When the January mission comes out, last January's mission is gone, so it's like a rolling cycle. That might be quite cool. They could do that if it was digital. And they could also bring back old missions and put in new ones. Broom Biscuit says I could play competitive league once a month and play 1 or 2 games every 2 weeks casually. Yeah, so casual players, I guess, who are playing 1 game a month. Which I guess, like, older players like me with family and that, I can only play 1 game a month. So 6 months for a season... Sorry, 1 game a week. I can't play more than 1 game a week. Six months is too quick, says Pedroig. Season should be 9 months. I agree. I think season should be 9 months. I think that would have been fine. I think that just a little bit more time to know everything before everything changes on you, I think. Scott says monthly new missions would be great, yeah. If the book was cheaper, it would be nice. So apparently this... How much was the new book? Did it go down in price? I know Element Games was like totally sold out of it earlier today because someone was saying that they couldn't use the referral code for it. $17.50? So it did go down in price, huh? Because I think last time it was $25. So did it go down in price for you guys in America as well? Hey DTM, good evening. How you doing? Did you see my new trophy? Almost did it. Almost won a tournament with Miss Fist on. I fucking tried. I tried. Smithy's in the same boat. Yeah, when you've got kids and stuff, it's a big ask to ask your wife to let you to go out. Like, when I got home today, I actually said to my wife, like, thank you very much for letting me go out and play Warhammer all day when you look after 2 kids that are a bloody nightmare. And I mean, I love my kids, but let's be real, when if 1 parent and 2 kids, it's a nightmare. Because the points updates are free, they brought the cost down. I'm happy. I'm happy that they brought the cost down. They needed to bring the cost down. It was too expensive, £25 or whatnot every 6 months. I guess digital points cost is the first step in the right directions. Chip Hazard says nothing. Third, I actually scored 2nd on battle points as well at this tournament. So I was 3rd in terms of wins, losses, but I was 2nd in battle points. So that's a step up from... I guess that's the best tournament performance I've ever had. And in the last game was really close. It was only an 18-point game. I played really well. And you know, an 18-point game, 1 or 2 swings on primaries or something like that, and I could have won that game. Nico is updating his list to take Mephiston of the Librarian Dreadnought. Mephiston's double denies are nice, actually. I actually, against the Tyranid player, I actually saved my denies for his psychic interrogation, and I think I denied it twice. So 6 points there off the bat against Tyranids. I missed your comment, Sellers. Their age is so intense. It's because their age is so intense. Oh yeah, the kids' age. Yes, yes. When you've got kids, I've got a kid that's 2 and a kid that's 6 months, and that's a lot. Sound like your list doesn't need any big changes. I was thinking, so I didn't take the Sangre Priest, and he obviously gives me feel no pain against everything, and he gives me revives. And some of the other people have been running him with Visage of Death to remove Obsec. I guess my list, I lose that, but what I gain is Mephiston, who's a murdering killing machine, who sometimes he's more swingy, I guess. Like he's not as reliable, I guess. But Mephiston is tanky now. If you've not played Mephiston since Armor of Contempt, you should play him. Because he's got that, he's basically a 19-inch move. So you can pretty much always almost jump him from cover to cover. Surprised the Tyranids list didn't shut down Mephiston psychically. Yeah, he was -1 to cast in that game. I don't think they... I think he just cast... Like, he just said, fuck it, he's just going to cast. And he flew around and he killed those Zonothropes with his sword. And he blood boiled some of them. I guess I just rolled hot with Mephiston in that game. Camille says there's no perfect list. Yeah, I've been enjoying playing Mephiston. And I like Unleash Rage. I think it's a great power. I basically lost to the Space Wolf guy today because he had that Whirlwind of Rage, which is the same shit where it's like 6s just burst into extra attacks. And yeah, I mean, if you have bursting 6s with a lot of attacks, it usually comes up trumps. Blood Angels Commander, if you played as Tyranids, you'd win 100%. Well, I actually was thinking about that when I saw the Tyranid list, and I was like, is it fun to play a list like this? But here's the thing, like let's imagine that the points come out next week and Blood Angels are like super strong. Am I going to put my Blood Angels to the side and say no, I'm not playing them because they're super strong? Of course I'm not going to do that. So yeah. Congrats, man. I Riffraff. I got wanted by the Tau with 15 crisis suits and 27 shield runs last time, and I was about asking your. So you got killed by Tau with like all the crisis suits and the millions of shield drones. I lost to that list. I thought that was really difficult to defeat, I guess. The reality of Mephiston is when you roll hot, he beats the shit out of most things. I need to be right back. My daughter's awake. 1 second. I get like 10 more minutes and I need to bail and go deal with the kids. Yeah, how do you deal with all those shield drones? Ideally, you have like mortal wounds, maybe. I actually think a relic contemptor with Volkites against Tau would be pretty good because you'd get 16 shots. They just have a 4-up save, so the Volkites are still making them make that 4-up save. Every failed Volkite is a dead shield drone. Every couple of mortal wounds is a dead shield drone. The amount of shield runs they can take on those crisis suits units, they're very, very good into Marines, but I don't think they win tournaments anymore, and I think there's other armies that can counter them. How would I fight it? How would I beat that Space Wolves list? I needed some shooting. the fact that he can trade just as good as me in all the combat. He can actually trade better, probably, Highland Phoenix, because he's got fight on death on 2 of his squads. And I think he had 2 ways to make me fight last as well. I only got 1 way to make me fight last, right? Or make him fight last. And he can heroic intervene like everything, and a bunch of them can heroic intervene for 6 for free. So the Space Wolf list was... Oh, and his Woven... The Woven are in Assault Doctrine from turn 1. You don't need to do anything. They're just in Assault Doctrine from turn 1. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of shooting into that Space Wolf list would have helped. But, I mean, that's not, as people are saying in the chat, maybe if I had the shooting against the Space Wolves, then maybe I wouldn't have beat Leviathan. There's not a perfect list, right? Mark plays 1 tournament a month. It's an RTT. I'm going to paint out my Blood Angels army for the next one. Cool, Mark. Have you got a list sorted? He did the commander with Krutz and he screened his own front line with them and he couldn't do anything, says Riffraff. Yeah, Tau can be difficult for Blood Angels. I think I've always found Tau difficult. Like, even when Tau weren't that strong in the meta, I still found them difficult as Blood Angels because we have to charge them and they can get all their Overwatch shenanigans, and their shield drones just are we don't have a lot of chip damage unless you're going to run like a couple of Redemptor Dreadnoughts, and that could be risky into Tau. The Space Wolf player I played today, though, said that he felt that his Redemptor Dreadnoughts had got a lot stronger since Armor of Contempt. And I guess that's probably true. But I haven't run double Redemptor since Armor of Contempt came out. Woven are always considered an Assault Doctrine, says Riffraff. Yeah, it was nasty. On the plus side, the rumours are Crisis Suits Commander and Shield Drones are going up in cost. Yeah, I think they should go. And that was kind of my point earlier, that I think, like, do we have to have a 3-unit limit? Could we have a season with 2-unit limit? Because just taking massive squads of Crisis Suits seems a bit stupid. Dreadnoughts, more Dreadnoughts, or a Falchion. Would the Falchion have helped today against the Space Wolves? I mean, it probably would have, actually. I don't know. I'm trying to think how my Falchion would have done. Maybe I need to take the Falchion to another just take it to an RTT for shits and giggles. I had considered taking it to this one, but I thought to myself, like, I'm just going to take a strong Blood Angels list that I'm playing on the channel, and I think I can do well with. And I fairly enjoyed it. Space Wolves have a psychic power to give their Redemptors light cover and -1 to hit, so they're very strong. Yes, it's a bubble of light cover, isn't it? I'm trying to remember. I think the other psychic power he had was like a fight last psychic power. And you know what? I lost my Chapter Master in combat, and I paid 1 CP to reroll a save. And if I hadn't rerolled the save, I could have spent 2 CP on fight on death, and I would have put all my attacks into his Librarian, and I would have killed his Librarian earlier. So the Space Wolf game was a balance on a knife edge. I took some photos of all the games, and I will be making some videos about lists. I mean, I just spent 2 weeks doing big comparison videos, so maybe the next couple of weeks we'll do army list videos, and well, maybe we'll do an army list video. We'll do some chapter approved videos, and then maybe we'll do another army list video as well, something like that. And obviously, if there's any requests, I did notice a couple. I mean, the Kratos video got requested quite a few times in the video in Discord. So if there's any requests for videos, you guys can put them over into Discord as well, and I'll make sure that happens. Yeah, so I think I am really tired, so I'm gonna call it, guys. 63 people hanging out tonight. That's mad. If you think about real life, I don't even have 63 friends, so 63 of you guys are hanging out here just chatting Blood Angels. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys all have an awesome evening. I really... I can paste the list one more time in case anyone just wanted to see the list. But yeah, I'll definitely make a little like tournament recap video. I'll also definitely cover any of the new stuff, secondaries. You do have 63 friends. Yeah, I've got you guys. You guys are my friends, so thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's actually an insane number. So thank you so much, and yeah, thank you to all the super chats as well tonight. Can't wait for the new video seasons. Yeah, definitely going to be coming. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow night for army lists. And I did see a couple of people submitted army lists this week. I haven't replied to your comments yet, but I will. We'll make sure we're back tomorrow night for army lists about a couple hours earlier from now. And not actually sure if we're playing on Monday this week. We might play later in the week. But I will let you know for sure. So enjoy your evening. We are the Band of Brothers. We are the Band of Blood Angels. I like that, Band of Brothers. If you've never seen Band of Brothers, you should totally watch that TV show. That's one of my favourites. Yeah, another step closer to a tournament win. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Enjoy your evening. I'll see you tomorrow night. By the blood are we made strong. Peace.